going to live?
It is this phrase that turns the rest of the life of girls who are subject to domestic violence. According to recent announcements from news.kg, Kyrgyzstan is recognized as the most unsafe country for girls in Central Asia. According to Kyiv, studies show that more than 60% of women who have suffered violence simply do not apply to law enforcement agencies or medical institutions. Is there any social justice? What is the cause of domestic violence? What are the consequences of domestic violence?
The reason for domestic violence, I think, stems from the upbringing and environment of a person.
For many, this is acceptable. Many women do not perceive it at all.
That is, the most important and the first reason why domestic violence occurs is education. If a person grew up surrounded by a family with domestic violence, for which it was normal, then a person in the future will consider domestic violence normal.
Imbalance in a person and in his psyche, family conflicts.
That is, the second cause of domestic violence is the unbalance of a person and his conflicts with his family. If a person is unbalanced and perceives any insults too close to himself or somehow even worse, then the person will simply take and start domestic violence.
This can lead to death.
Committed murders.
That is, domestic violence, in the most terrible cases, leads to death, both women and men. A woman can snap and kill a man, but a man can also kill a woman during violence.
It also leads to physical pressure.
The girl is afraid, fear appears.
Domestic violence also leads to physical violence, and then the girl is afraid.
At least leads to the collapse of the marriage.
The mental state is deteriorating.
Based on these words, domestic violence is a deterioration of the mental state of a girl who, as a result, will simply break up the marriage.
There should be no domestic violence at all, but people don't understand this. Domestic violence depends on the person himself, because for some it is normal, but for others it is not. Everything already depends, I repeat, on the person himself and his perception.